Hi, welcome back. It is Meredith and today I'm doing a video in celebration of Pride Month. So happy Pride Month everyone. And today I'm going to be talking about some queer books that are on my TBR. So I'm going to go through some of the ones that I own and then I will go through a few that I have on audiobook. Just for a disclaimer, I am horseshit at talking about books I haven't read. You know, just disclaimer, this might be a complete shit video, but I'm trying, okay? So the first one I have here is just like my biggest shame because this has been on 2 of my books to read in 1 year videos. So it was on 22 and 22. It's on my 23 and 23 list. I still haven't read it. If I don't read it this year, I am probably gonna cry. I have a video planned for it. I've been really busy. Whenever I'm like, okay, I can now do like a themed vlog, this is probably, no, this isn't the first one I'm gonna do. There's another one I'm gonna do, but then I'm gonna do this one. And that is The Weight of the Stars. I can't believe I haven't read this. I've talked about this in so many videos and it's like, I haven't even read it. And it's gotten to the point where I'm like, I don't even know if I know what this book's about anymore. I think it is about this girl who wants to go to space. She wants to be an astronaut. She wants to work in astrophysics. Is that what it's called? But unfortunately she is of a low socioeconomic status. And so she just doesn't really have the money, the opportunities. And she becomes friends with this girl. And I think they have a romance. So I think that's where the queer rep comes in. I believe this is a sapphic romance. And it does talk about how that girl that she becomes friends with, mom, is currently in space on a one-way trip. And so I think they're like communicating with the mum in space. So yeah, I've heard, you know, incredible things about this. I need to read it, but I'm trash, so it hasn't happened, but it will. It will happen, I promise. Then I have here Iron Widow, which a lot of people have read. I really need to read it. This is also on my 23 and 2023 list. I'm doing really well at that, as you can tell. This one is a fantasy. I think it's YA and it's very intense. I think it's about these like mecha ships and men ride them and they have these women in the ship that are like their entertainment, and it's a really sexist setup, and it's about this girl whose sister is killed on a ship as one of the like entertainment women, and so she just vows to get revenge, and I think it's just about her killing a bunch of the men. I think it might be poly. I think I've heard that, and the author of this is non-binary. I need to read this. I love revenge stories of women being badasses killing men, okay? I like it a lot. Oh god, I'm just looking at the stack, and the next book is also on my 23 to read in 2023. Oh no. Oh my god, and so is the one underneath it. Oh god. Anyway, this is Ruin Song. So this is another YA fantasy and it's another sapphic romance, and it's about this girl who has this power where she sings and it like tortures people to death, which is so fucked up. And I've actually read the start of this and it was so fucked. Like, this is a dark book, and it's not like her singing is so bad that like the sound of it is so horrendous that people die, which I think would be kind of funny and someone should write that. But no, it's like her voice is beautiful, but it's like a magical thing that it tortures and kills people. But yeah, also one of my favorite covers. I talk about it every time, but it's just beautiful. Again, same as this one, needs to be read. It is Last Night at the Telegraph Club. This is a booktube darling. Everybody loves this book. It's a historical romance. I don't know if it's like considered YA. I think it is YA. And it's about this little club called the Telegraph Club, and it's secretly a lesbian bar. And it's about these 2 women. It explores history, it explores their relationship, and it sounds amazing. It won an award, so it's got to be good, you would think. So I'm absolutely excited to read this. I think it's going to be amazing. It just sounds like my kind of thing, you know, and I just need to read it. But will I? Who knows? Then I have here Love in the Big City, which is a short story collection, and I believe a lot of the characters in this are queer, and it just explores life. Again, I think mostly queer life in South Korea, modern South Korea. And yeah, it's just a bunch of short stories following what it's like living in South Korea, what it's like living in modern South Korea as a queer person. This is also pretty beloved, so I'm very much excited to read this as well. Then I have 2 books by the same author. One is on my 23 to read in 2023 list. Oh my god. But these are these 2 books by Kyu Miaojin. She was a Taiwanese author, but she did take her own life. And this book she wrote and is not, I believe, finished, but she was currently writing it when she did pass away. This one was a bit earlier in her career as an author, and it just follows a bunch of, I think, like uni-age students in late 1980s Taipei, and it's coming of age story of queer misfits discovering love, friendship, and artistic affinity while hardly studying at Taiwan's most prestigious university. So yeah, these are just 2 books that I really do want to read, and I'm sure that they are a very important voice in queer literature, so I really do need to get onto these. And then the last physical book I'm going to talk about today is When Women Were Warriors. This is an indie published fantasy romance, and it's sapphic. All it says on the back is make sure of what you want, and when you get it, don't complain. So I don't even know if this has a blurb. I cannot find one, but just know that this is From what I remember, a book about warrior lesbians.
What more could you want in life?
Now I've just got some audiobooks that I do want to read as well that are queer that I don't own physically. I also really need to read The Color Purple, which I cannot believe I haven't read. Is this a classic? I don't know if it's old enough to be considered classic, but it's very highly regarded. I believe it has like a female-female relationship in it, but it's a really, really dark story. It tells the really sad story of an African-American woman. I'm not even going to say what it's about because it's really triggering, so just check the content warnings, but it's about the really awful life that she has, but I think then the friendship and love that she has with another woman and how like that's kind of a really big, profound moment in her life. But yeah, it's very beloved. I really need to get to it. Then I have We Didn't Think It Through, which is Gary Lonesborough's second book. So The Boy from the Mish is one of my favorite books ever. I absolutely love this, and so this is their second book. And it's a coming-of-age YA novel about 17-year-old Jamie finding his future and navigating the challenges of racism, family, and friendship in a small Australian town. And I do believe this one focuses a lot on the like social justice system in Australia. And so, yeah, I think this is going to be super important. It comes out next month. I think the beginning, I think it's July 2nd it comes out. So I highly recommend you go pre-order that, get onto it, go order it, go buy it when it comes out. Just get your hands on it. I highly recommend and really support this very important voice we've got in Australia. And then the last one I have here to talk about is On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. I can't believe I haven't read this. It's an epistolary novel. It is written in the form of a letter from a Vietnamese American son to his illiterate mother. I'm not sure what the queer rep in this is, but I just know that it's listed as queer and it sounds like my kind of book. So I'm interested to just go in and find out. I think I'm absolutely gonna love this. Like if I read this year, I feel like it could be my favorite book of the year. Like I just get a feeling from this book that I'm really gonna love it. So that is gonna be it for some queer books on my TBR. Obviously there are so many more, that's just a few to list off some, but I would absolutely love to know in the comments what some books on your queer TBR are, and let's just chat in the comments, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. But until then, bye.